guys, it's 21 Maxwell here. Welcome to episode 8 of TNA Making an Impact. This is our go home show before we go to TNA Sacrifice. It's creeped up upon us pretty quickly, but it's that way of just making sure we're getting as many events done as possible with the pay-per-view deal the way it is before we lose it and go to a lesser brand. I wouldn't say lesser brand, but less exposure. Going from very big to I think we're just going to just big or maybe even smaller. So really just making sure we're getting as much money out of that as possible because that helps with our recruitment drive and that helps us get better ratings and get the company bigger that way. We do have a lot of guys coming in next week and they'll debut either at the pay-per-view or after. So some interesting names, completely taking TNA away from the direction they're at the moment, which is probably for the best because, in my opinion, with the roster I've got in front of me just now, it's pretty horrible. I'm making the best out of it. A lot of guys that are on the roster I'm not going to use. Some I'm going to use, but it's going to take a while to build them up. But the guys I'm bringing in should help the company get to a far better level. So, without further ado, it's our go home show. We'll kick on with TNA Impact. Let's go. So sold out in the Mid-Atlantic region, so that's ideal. We're getting decent attendances. We start the show with the new owner of TNA Impact Wrestling, Karlee. Welcome to the new era of TNA. With me in charge, we will take TNA to new levels, to new highs, that the previous regime failed to do. With the money that I am investing into this company, not only shall we see new stars debut, but some shall return that weren't on the best of terms with the past regime. One of those shall return this Sunday, and they will face Drew Galloway for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. The rest, you'll just have to wait and see. So a not massive name, but a former TNA star is going to return this Sunday. Will face Drew Galloway for the championship. So we'll keep that as a little surprise. Karlee continues her promo by saying, now to present affairs. EC3. Now, you're busy complaining that the past regime cost you your unbeaten streak against Abyss. So tonight I'll give you a chance to redeem yourself against him. But in terms of redemption, I will give Tyrus his chance against you this Sunday at TNA Sacrifice. So good luck, Ethan. You don't have a cage to escape this time. So, pretty good promo there from Karlee. C-54, slowly but surely going to get her over. It's got the show off to a strong start and got the crowd hotter. She did underperform, but again, it's getting her overness to a decent level. Don't know if you can say that Dixie Carter has more overness, so why would you have somebody like Karlee in? Karlee Perez, I think, in my opinion, has better entertainment skills, far better worker in terms of charisma and stuff like that. So I think she's someone we can develop and a lot younger. So if we're playing a long-term save, somebody that can be here for a long, long time. But it continues the storyline between EC3 and Karlee Perez. Who do you guys think could be the new challenger for Drew Galloway? I'll happily take any predictions in the comments section below. As I say, it's an interesting one and hopefully it doesn't get spoiled during the video. But, no skill improvements to speak upon and all positives there by the announced team. So a good start to the show. Next up, we're backstage and joining Jeremy Borash at this time is the Future of Flight, the new X Division champion, Ricochet. JB, thanks for having me, man. I gotta say, it's been great to be here in TNA and to be the new X Division champion. But hopefully I can take this division to heights it has never saw before. As for Trevor Lee, I get it. He's a little bit pissed off that I'm just at that level that he aspires to be. He gets his rematch this Sunday at TNA Sacrifice, and I'll prove to him just how goddamn good I am. And tonight when I team with Mandrews, we'll show Trevor and Crazy Steve that the future of the X Division is bright. It's a D45 promo there from Ricochet. Got the crowd hotter again with this angle, and it continues their little storyline in the X Division. No skill improvements. Negative again, just the announced team. But this is a decent kind of promo for an X Division worker. Never going to be based on mic skills, but anything that helps them is ideal. The match itself had subpar wrestling and little heat. Trevor Lee and Crazy Steve defeated Ricochet and Mandrews in 12 minutes and 18, when Trevor Lee defeated Mandrews by pinfall. In terms of carrying the match, Ricochet far better than everybody else as expected. D47, I'm pretty happy with that. Rosemary doing some good work at ringside. Mandrews with a 31, Ricochet with a 55, Crazy Steve 36 and Trevor Lee with 35. You can see from that definitely Ricochet is far better than the rest of the division, but hopefully working with him elevates the workers round about him, helps them improve, and eventually he'll move on to bigger and better things. No skill improvements to speak of, and Mandrews' inconsistency and Trevor Lee's psychology are the negatives. Next up, we've got our weekly hype promo for the international superstar Shibata, which gets an E25, just continually building him up. And his match this week was terrible apparently, but he defeats Spud in 6:47 by pinfall. D42, Spud was off his game and both gentlemen didn't click, which is disappointing. Spud with a 32, Shibata with a 42, but as I say again, just making another dominant victory for Shibata, and he's improving his flying skills. So a few negatives here, mostly for Spud, and we'll sort something out with him down the line. I've not really got anything booked for him, we'll see. Next up, another hype promo for the Miracle. He's going to debut next week, hopefully, I promise. We'll try and get him in that show. And E+30, but he's going to debut next week on TNA Impact. So E+30, a lot of work to do with Mike Bennett, but hopefully we can get him over. Then About had some decent wrestling, but little heat. The American Wolves defeated Jesse and Caleb Conley in 9:38 when Davey Richards defeated Jesse with a Tiger Bomb. This got a C-58. Caleb Connolly sustained O'Donoghue's triad of the knee. Okay. Well, I've had some interesting injuries in this. Not even just a save, but in the WWE one as well. A JSO out with shoulder tendonitis for 12 months, so hopefully it's not too bad. Ed Edwards was 61 though. David Richards was 65. Conley with 37 and Jesse with 31. I'm quite happy the injuries are happening more often because it's making you rethink, it's making you change storylines, and if you saw with the WWE, injuries do happen a lot with their schedule, so quite happy with that. No workers to improve in this one, and negatives here mostly for Jesse, so he's someone we're going to have to work with, especially because there's a lot of future to him. There's definitely a lot of time for him to develop. Hopefully we can do that with putting him in with good workers. And Pat Keeney lets me know about that injury. Next up, a quick hype video just really confirming that the rematch is going to happen this Sunday between the Wolves and the Decay, so D-38. We then follow Jesse backstage again, like last time, after his defeat to the American Wolves, but again he bumps in to his former tag team partner, Robbie E. Damn bro, you lost again? Things just ain't working out for Jesse the Body, are they? Laughs Robbie. Jesse says, seriously bro? I will show you that I do not need you. But Jesse Godderz is a future TNA World Champion. So E28 there. Again, a little tension between the former bro men. Robbie not suited to his gimmick. We'll need to sort that one out. Overall, both gentlemen with low morale means I'll need to fix that. Next up, we have the hottest talk show in professional wrestling today. Not Miz TV, it is Eli Drake presenting The Fact of Life. Eli says, a few weeks ago at TNA Lockdown, we all witnessed a travesty, an injustice, when James Storm cheated his way to defeat me. This should not be allowed. I was wrongly cheated, and why? Because the referee is nothing but a dummy. A dummy is what the referee is. So James Storm, if you have the balls, how about this Sunday? TNA Sacrifice, you will face me, and I will give you the single biggest beating of... Drake is then interrupted by the music of James Storm. James Storm comes out to the top of the ramp and says, wah, 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 all you do is complain about this and that. This Sunday you will have nothing to complain about, except the ass kicking that I am going to give you. So Eli Drake, sorry about your damn luck. Now, this is one of the promos where, because it's like set in a talk show like setting, I'd have loved to have written just lots and lots of text, but unfortunately they've still the character limit on promos and angles, which is a pain, so you kind of have to shorten these kind of segments down. But basic thing, Eli Drake's going to do the fact of life, complain that he was cheated even though he wasn't, proper heel move, and then James Storm says, okay, I'll face you again, but I'm going to kick your ass so you've got no more excuses. So D plus 48 continues their storyline. No skill improvements to speak of. Just a one negative again from the announce team. We're then about to start a Knockouts tag team match between Jade and Sienna and the makeshift team of Gail Kim and Madison Rayne when Karlee appears at the top of the ramp. Ladies, I have a major announcement to make regarding U4 and the TNA Knockouts Championship. Tonight you might want to watch behind your back because this Sunday, Gail, you will defend the Knockouts Championship against the former champion Jade, your partner for tonight, Madison Rayne, and the fourth person in that match, Sienna. So all four ladies will go at it at Sacrifice. She says, good luck, ladies. E plus 31, so we've got a fatal four-way for the Knockouts Championship. Continues their storyline, no skill improvements, all positives there. Again, just try to get Karlee over a little bit. And in the match itself, and about that had subpar wrestling and little heat, Jade and Sienna defeat Gail Kim and Madison Rayne in 11:07 when Jade defeats Gail Kim by pinfall. So D45, good win there for the rookies, shall we say. Madison Rayne with 52, Gail with 53, Sienna with 37 and Jade with 38, so getting them over to try and get them to the level of a Gail Kim, over Madison Rayne in this save. Continues the storyline. Disappointingly no skill improvements in this instance. A few negatives. They're obviously odd face heel combination just to tie in with the fact that it's, three heels chasing a face champion. Then and about that had good heat but decent wrestling. Jeff Hardy defeated Bram in 11:42 with a twist of hate. C-55, that's still pretty decent. Bram not suited to his gimmick. Jeff and Bram don't click, so I need to look at that. Really don't have anything for Bram at the moment, so again, someone we're going to have to build into a storyline. Jeff had a 54, Bram had a 43. Apart from that, nothing really to add. Because after the match, we have a promo from Matt Hardy, who isn't present tonight, so he's sending a promo via satellite. Remember those good old ones in the WWE? He says, Jeff, this Sunday we will go to war. Two siblings go to war, and why? Because it is all your fault. And it's jealousy. You were jealous of the fact that while you were injured, I was the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Jealous of the fact that I had all the fans chanting for me and still chanting for the iconic Matt Hardy. After this Sunday, you will be dead to not only me, but to my family, to my wife, and you will be the dead uncle that little Max never needs to know about. I will prove this Sunday that the iconic Matt Hardy is the iconic and only Hardy. So C61, bit intense there from Matt Hardy, but really bringing their feud to a personal level. I mean, it's two brothers, it's got to be a personal feud, and these two will battle at Sacrifice. I'm going to maybe make it a stipulation match, still to decide, because I don't really want to go with Drew in the main event. So we'll see. But the announcing helped the segment, and it continues the storyline. No skill improvements, and very few negatives there. The soft drugs not helping Matt Hardy. Next up, EC3 is heading to the gorilla position to head out for his main event match with Abyss, when out of nowhere he's attacked by Tyrus from behind. EC3 tries to fight back, but Tyrus nails him and lifts him up and scoop slams him down to the hard concrete floor. Tyrus shouts, "You shouldn't mess with Madam Dixie or with Karlee," before he heads off. EC3 is rolling around in pain, but his match is next. We cut to a commercial, so obviously he's going to magically make it to the ring. Tyrus was very underwhelming. EC3 was good. It continues the storyline there. Gets Tyrus a bit of heat on EC3. No skill improvements and all positives. Which does lead us to our main event in a decent match. EC3 does come back and defeat Abyss in 12:52 by pinfall with a sweet meat sizzler. This is following interference from Davey Richards. Obviously the Wolves are going to face the Decay at TNA Sacrifice, so it makes sense that they interfere. And that's how a falling, a beaten down EC3 gets the win. C63, Abyss and Rosemary still awkward, but I want to keep the Decay together, so I'm going to let that ride out for a bit until we split them. EC3 with 64, Abyss with a 57, continues the tag team storyline here, which is ideal. No skill improvements to speak of, and dirt sheets having lots of negatives for Abyss. That's worrying. We finished the show with EC3 picking up the win over Abyss, and he's gained some revenge over the monster from the Decay. He gets a mic and has a little something to say to end the show. Karlee, you can send Tyrus out to take me out. You can send Abyss to face me and try and end me. But you will never stop me in my hunt to regain the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. I will fight with everything I have to defeat Tyrus this Sunday and show the world that I am the man. So Tyrus, this Sunday, you're mine, bitch. So a solid promo there from EC3, C plus 70. The Control of the Company storyline advances with this segment, so hopefully that's 3 segments over 59, which is ideal. What you'll notice as well is no Drew Galloway in this show whatsoever. Just the lack of overness is killing Drew in this. Like, he's the champion, but can I really afford a champion of such a low overness in such a main feud? He won't be main eventing, he'll be probably one of the mid-card matches defend this championship, because I'm unsure how him and his opponent will score rating wise, but no skill improvements and a good way to end the show. Somehow we don't have enough interesting storylines going on, despite 3 storylines should be over the 59, so I need to have a look at that. But it did increase our pop in 19 regions, the C minus 56. So we'll have a look here. Hopefully this doesn't spoil any incoming arrivals, but no doubt it shall. So it was decent but hardly spectacular. Anything else we need to particularly look out? Shinsuke is going to the main roster in WWE. How bad is his injury? He is going to be out for 11 months and 3 weeks. So he is absolutely screwed with that injury. That's a massive shame. It happens in real life. We get long-term injuries, so I'm afraid I just need to work with it. It's a shame. Someone I might have found something for. We might see him down the line. There's one new signing, not the new signing who's going to be facing Drew Galloway, but yep, we've got him on a permanent deal. So let me know what you think of that signing. A 1.1 rating. Robbie somehow is over enough to give opinions, which I don't agree with, but Crazy Steve can't sell anything. So we'll maybe put him in before Crew can help develop his skills. So a little roundup before we get to Sacrifice in a couple of days. You know, we're 1.8 million now. We're at $1.3 million, $1.0 million, so that's ideal. A couple other guys there, if you maybe clocked that, who could be arriving pretty shortly. Again, neither of those guys will be facing Drew Galloway, I can confirm. It gives you an idea of what kind of guys I'm bringing into the company. Size, 48s and a 47 again. So again, just try to get those 48s up to 49s and 50s. Keep us away from the brink of dropping lower than Cult. Storylines, let's have a look then. That should be over, so that's 63. Control of the Company's a 57, so that's just under, so EC3 didn't save it. The tag division 53, so wasn't over enough. So they're close, but no cigar. We need to get 2 over 59. It's just the Hardys that are helping this feud at the moment. So that is going to be it for this episode. So I'm going to ask you a few questions going into TNA Sacrifice. 1, who is going to be this mystery guy challenging Drew Galloway for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship? Any ideas, let me know. You've seen Kenny Omega has arrived. What will his impact be in TNA? And those other 2 workers that are starting work tomorrow will debut either next week or in the upcoming weeks. What have we got planned for them? So stuff like that. Any predictions for TNA Sacrifice? They say it's going to be Drew Galloway versus an unknown opponent for the World Championship. Jeff versus Matt Hardy in a stipulation to be determined match. Tyrus gets a match up against EC3, but he get revenge in that. Decay take on the American Wolves for the Tag Team Championships again. And we also have Ricochet defending his championship against Trevor Lee. And most importantly, from a female perspective, we have the Knockouts Championship on the line for Knockouts do battle. Sienna gets an opportunity against Madison Rayne, the former champion Jade, and the champion Gail Kim. So any predictions, guys, we would deeply appreciate it. Let me know what you think of the episode, the new signings. If you enjoyed the episode, don't be afraid to drop a wee like. If you imagine TNA yourself in your own save, let me know how that save's getting on. You can always compare and then see how things are doing. And say most importantly, guys, keep playing the game, keep enjoying it. If it's something that you'd like to do yourself, don't be afraid to start a YouTube series. Or even if it's like you want to write about your saves, I'd definitely recommend checking out Fantasy Bookers on Reddit. definitely post your stuff up there, and the Grey Dog Software forums Dynasty section, where they have a lot of active dynasties going. And if you want to get involved, guys, check it out, because some of the stuff that some of the guys do is a different class. I say thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll see you for TNA Sacrifice next time. Bye bye.